All names should be there.
No, just give me 2 minutes.
No, I will not give you any
No,
time.
the instructions part.
No. Taking instruction means the list that is there is incomplete. Oath's order is for identification of the persons. Will you be able to identify from this list as to which candidate falls under which category?
This channel does not promote any violent, harmful, or illegal activities. All content provided by this channel is meant for an educational purpose only.
Para 35, page 10 of my lord's 19th November 2025. Sorry, my lord. Para 35. The commission accordingly ought to publish a complete list of tainted candidate with proper and appropriate details for the purpose of identification. The aforesaid publication ought to be made for maintaining fairness and transparency in the selection process. Such list will also come to the aid of other competing candidate to draw the attention of the commission in respect of any ineligible candidate who may appear in the test. Para 36, the very next paragraph. The commission is accordingly directed to forthwith publish a complete list of tainted candidate in the manner as mentioned herein above. Take necessary step against the tainted candidate mentioned in paragraph 14 of the writ petition who appeared in the selection test. So there is twofold direction. One is that in paragraph 14, whosoever I identified, the writ petition identified as a tainted candidate, they left out, they ousted out. That is one thing. Another thing is the complete.
All four.
They can say so, but I have no instruction in this regard. But what is the complete list of tainted candidate? Who are the tainted candidate and whose oustment I want, my lord? Kindly see my prayer portion. Prayer G. A writ of and oblique or in the nature of mandamus directed the respondent and their agent, servant, subordinate, employees, and oblique or assignee, and each of them to publish name of all tainted candidates, including the candidates who got appointment after expiry of the panel, rank jam, and other category. Well, that kind of a list with the public. From that list, is it evident that who fall under which category? Because in Supreme Court judgment, well, Supreme Court parent judgment, what was the list? That is
list of my lord ke din to.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
The entire list.
Is it the same list?
1806.
yes.
But I should say only one thing.
Only one thing, Milad.
I just complete my submission. I believe.
No, I mean,
Complete my submission.
Possibly my learned friend is entering into the issue.
Disputed question whether these candidates appointed after expiry of the panel.
only one thing. Only one thing, Milad. Mr. Shamim will make his submissions only one thing. Milad, in terms of 19th November order, whatever was obligatory on our part, we have published a list on the 9th. That list officially, we have handed it over. Not by way of any affidavit, neither has he filed an affidavit.
No, because you have published it in the.
Yes, it's a public document now. Now, in the absence of a collateral challenge to the names as to which whatever is.
He's not challenging.
No, I'm not challenging.
He's not challenging.
Kindly give my submission that.
Yes.
Very good.
My lord, kindly take that the parent judgment. That is para 24 onwards, my lord. That is part 3.
Which page do I get that?
Page number 28 of 41, para 24 of the parent judgment. That is part of the judgment. Oishaki Bhattacharya.
Page number 28.
28, para 24. No, yes.
No. Give me the page number, proper page number. Okay, ঠিক আছে, এখানে আছে. Para 28, I'll get it. Wait, paragraph 28. Yes.
What is my lord? Paragraph 24.
Yes.
28. Where my lord, the issue that my lord, the influence judgment referred to the following statistics report submitted by the WBSSC before the High Court.
Yes.
Here, my lord, they categorize OMR issue, rank one. But this is the number of all narrated by the WSS. Now, my lord, para 25. In the written submission filed on behalf of the WSSC in the court, two tables has been furnished.
এটা কোন অর্ডারটা ভাই একটু বলবে?
Can say the mother order.
ঠিক
Mother,
Yes.
ঠিক আছে বলে।
in the written submission filed on behalf of the WSSC in this court, two tables have been furnished. Table 1 pertains to candidates who either jumped rank or were appointed despite not being in panel. Their details are as under. This two table is very important. Why I say so, my lord? Because two, not only the expiry panel is not the only question. The second question, another question is cropped up. By showing these two tables, I will, my lord, address this one. Table 1, assistant teacher for classes 9-10, rank jump 74, out of panel, but still appointed 111, summing up, that is summation of that to 185. Assistant teacher 11, 12, 20 plus 18, that is 13. Just for left out for the time being for group C and group D. Now, my table 2. Table 2 furnished by WSSC is for candidate who are appointed by manipulating the OMR sheet. Table 2, who the by manipulation, this is manipulation, clearly mentioned. Table 2 is as under.
Para 25. 25.
Now, table 2, category A, assistant teacher, classes 9 and 10. Number of candidate with alleged OMR score mismatch as per CBI image 952. So 952 candidates, they are manipulated candidates. Out of that 952, 808 is got appointment. So remaining candidate, whether they are tainted or not specifically tainted, or not tainted, or untainted, whether out of that someone is in the list or not. What I gathered from their submission, who only got appointment, they are only tainted. But here what is clearly mentioned, they are manipulating candidate, manipulating OMR, it was 952. Might be, suppose, I give an example. Suppose the candidate, because it is a multi-layered selection process. First, OMR sheet, that is written examination.
No, I have followed. I have followed.
So
I have followed your submission.
Whosoever not get appointment, that details. And another example of that, Malad, that whosoever not got appointment, but in manipulation list, there is a candidate who falling in that. One Priyanka Pal, that such type of candidate. So my contention is that they ought to publish that details, candidate names, roll number, and fall on under which category. They ought to mention number 1. Number 2 is that regarding the expiry panel. Yes, that is mentioned in para 31 for the time being, because that matter is on the 13, my lord. Now, my lord, my point is that, my lord, there is two important aspects involved in this matter. One is that whether whoever after second round of counseling got appointment, whether he would be treated as a tainted candidate or not, that is one aspect in this matter. Another aspect is that, my lord, who not get appointment but manipulated. Whether
Yes, this table 2,
table 2 says
Nine-
yes, so
952 candidates have been found to have OMR mismatch as per CBI image, but out of 952, 808 is appointed.
appointed.
Right.
So remaining candidate, they are also tainted candidates. So they, in this selection process, they are already called in interview. So whether they will treated as a tainted candidate or untainted candidate, as per their understanding, first what they did, they tried.
All right, you have flagged the issue. I'll take care. Next, what is the issue?
These two issues. My first point is that they just only considered whoso got appointment, they only considered as a tainted candidate.
All right, all right.
The expiry panel. So for the time being, I have threefold prayer. First is that they ought to publish the full tainted list, including the expiry panel, including the tainted candidate who not got appointment but OMR manipulation or other manipulation. Second thing is that, my lord, they ought to give all details. All details means name, other's name, school, which district, why? Because of that. Reason is that, my lord, in the main judgment, there is a specific direction order of the petition case, which is upheld by the Supreme Court, that they ought to return back the money. So all details is necessary because initially they recommended by the SSC, thereafter they appointed by the board. So all details are necessary. Second thing is that, my lord will remember in the last occasion, my lord, I canvassed that the excess appointment. So they ought to take care of that, the excess appointment. For that reason, who are that excess appointees? For that reason, they
This is panel. This is table 1, page 29. You read out. Out of panel, but still appointed. That is excess.
That is not the excess appointment, my lord.
Which
Para
table?
37.
37.
Supreme Court judgment.
All right.
Married.
Number of candidates recommended for appointment and number of candidates where appointment letter is issued. All right. Paragraph 37.
37. Married.
No, I've read it.
Yes. So, my lord, for the assessment of excess appointment, they ought to sit with the board because they ought to tally it. Suppose I don't want anything which is beyond record. No. Suppose there might be a re-recommendation because wrong recommendation. There might not be. But Supreme Court in para 37 narrated by gathering their data, their affidavit, because in this proceeding, my lord, several affidavit is there. If my lords want, I can place it in this whole proceeding because this is the culmination of every data. So Supreme Court says this is an excess appointment by comparing their own data, that is board data as well as SSC data. So whosoever the excess appointees, they ought to also canvass it. So for that reason, they ought to sit with that another Article 12 authority, that is board. So that is the second thing. And third thing is that, my lord, after that, because in the new selection process, what is my endeavor? My endeavor is that in the second SLST 2025, not a single tainted candidate not entered in this process. But what happened, my lord, in this process? Because I narrated in that education matter, which is rule is under challenge. In that matter, what happened, my lord? Suppose a candidate is tainted in 910 category in English subject. Now he have M.Ed degree. Now he, in this selection process, he participated in the 11-12 category as an education, in an education subject with his or her M.Ed degree. And he participated, although he or she is a tainted candidate. He participated in the education subject and now he
Called for interview.
So, my lord, for that reason, the all details is necessary for the tainted list as well as the interview list. Otherwise, my lord, in another subject, tainted candidate sat in another category, another subject, and my lord got appointment. So this threefold prayer for the time being, and I believe, my lord, this will have substance.
All right.
Well, I have a very small submissions so that I make my stand clear. As far as any corrupt candidate, whether appointed or not appointed, I have nothing to say because I'm not. My only submission is that interpretation that who are tainted, whether A is tainted, B is tainted, or Z is tainted. Assume A and B clearly clarified, there is no confusion. Maybe after expiry, that is Lordship is hearing the matter. As far as that is not disturbed, I have got absolutely nothing to say.
Very well. Commission.
But just one sentence, since my lord, I am also appearing. My lord, Lordships has enough power. They lost their job after 6-7 years. So it is not a case that this has to be done just now. Why I'm saying this? Because the last order, my learned friend has referred about the earlier orders. Last order, there is somewhat an indication that finality. Because
All right, I followed it. Yes. Commission, the list that you handed over in court today contains the names of 1806 candidates. The Supreme Court's order that has been read out just now
Your lordship is referring to paragraph.
Paragraph 25, 3rd April's order.
Yes. Table 2.
Table 1,
Table 1. In the written submission, your lordship, the begins it.
rank jumped, the middle
Yes.
column,
Yes.
out of panel, but still appointed.
Yes.
Are the names of these candidates? We are concerned only 9, 10, 11, 12, not the CD category. All right. 74, 111. Are their names over here? You will not be able to say.
I'll have to come back. Yes.
The reason that you are unable to say means your list is incomplete. List should be such that anybody, any member of the public who sees this would able to relate this list with the Supreme Court's order and get all information. Since you are still in the preparation, a process of preparation of a further list.
Further list, is that list, again on further instructions I am saying, it is that list which the CBI on investigation gathered, whose names might have missed, in this 1806. If the CBI has given us certain names, we are going to publish that list only. According to us, persons who were never appointed, that aspect, is they don't fall under the tainted category according to prima facie, I am saying.
All right, page 29.
Right.
Same table 1 and table 2 of the same page.
Hello.
Table 2, number of the candidates with alleged OMR score mismatch as per CBI image 952. Have you published the names of 952 candidates?
Prima facie, yes. Because
Prima facie, no. Because just now you said the candidates in whose favor appointment letter has not been issued, they have not been taken
whose
to be.
names, appointment letters have not been issued, we have not.
Yes. But then if
But if their names today find place in the CBI list, we are
the CBI image
we are in the process of updating a further list. We are going to come up with that list in course of this week.
No, that I have followed.
Yes.
But the numbers 952 as is there in table 2, 907 as is there for classes 11 and 12. All names should be there.
No, just give me 2 minutes.
No, I will not give you any time.
The instructions part.
No. Taking instruction means the list that is there is incomplete.
I won't say it is incomplete, I say, it is strictly in adherence to whatever orders are being passed. If your lordship proposes to add or wants us something to be added to that list, if it, we will definitely act in terms of your lordship's solemn order.
Oath's order is for identification of the persons. Will you be able to identify from this list as to which candidate falls under which category?
I think, that exercise can be made. I think, let me just see the instructions. Just give me 1 second.
Well, meantime, to assist the court, my lord, your lordship query was whether those persons' name has been published who have not been appointed. My lord, in one of my writ petition, I have preferred a writ petition, my lord. That person has not been appointed. Sujit Kumar Pal, his name was, my lord. He has been wrongly recommended. He has never approached for appointment. He has not taken the appointment also, but his name is appearing in this 1806 list.
Please come.
Just for the assistance of the court, if I simply add this for this year, because of that.
My instruction is we have published 808. 808, that 808 thing. The remaining 950. We are in the process of publishing the remaining persons. We are in the process of publishing 952. That is first instruction. Second is, this categorization is there, but not in public domain.
Do it. The idea is for identification of candidates.
If it so comments, your lordship will
not commences. It is there in the order for the purpose of identification. For the purpose of identification,
very well.
Because the figure that you mentioned is already there in the Supreme Court's order.
Yes, we are going to revisit this 808 names. Pine Place.
But then
952
952 should
we
be
will,
there.
we will.
Right. Next one also 772 you must have published. It should be 907.
Yes. Insofar as the other thing is, yes.
Right. And page 35, paragraph 37.
Yes, please come to 37. Now, there I think the board has something to say.
What do you have to say?
Kindly seize this paragraph.
Hmm.
It is also important to refer to another finding recorded in the impugned judgment regarding discrepancy in the recommendations made by the SSC and the number of appointment letters issued by the board. The investigation revealed the following disparities between the number of candidates recommended for appointment by SSC and the number of appointment letters issued by the board. Their number of candidates recommended by SSC in 910 is 11,425. There is a discrepancy of 1071 excess appointment, and similarly 199 in 1112. Now, when confronted, the board had proffered that all appointment letters were issued on the recommendations of the SSC. On the other hand, the SSC contradicted the stand of the board by stating that they had not issued recommendation for the excess numbers mentioned by the board. WBSSC and the board now claim that the discrepancy in the number of appointment letters issued is incorrect. The board counted all letters without adjusting for candidates who did not join, while WBSSC excluded those candidates from its recommendations. Therefore, there is no discrepancy for teaching staff, and the small difference for non-teaching is irrelevant, as many of these candidates are already on the tainted list for rank jumping or being out of panel. We reject this late attempt by SSC and the board to reconcile the figures, as the number of recommendations made by SSC is independent of whether a candidate joined the post. This is the sum and substance. If I have correctly understood what is passing through your lordship's mind, your lordship wants the persons who were in excess panel, those persons apparently in the Supreme Court order, out of panel has not been specifically earmarked to be tainted. Out of panel or excess panel, what is there is OMR, rank jump, everything is there in the Supreme Court judgment. Kindly do not
And
look at
this is what you read is also from the Supreme Court judgment.
Yes.
It is not that you are reading from outside.
But ultimately, the fact remains, persons who were not appointed, those persons, have not been, earmarked to be tainted.
Who is earmarking?
The attempt is, to ensure that in the fresh selection, those persons who were not appointed,
They do not get a chance.
They should not. That
Yes.
is the attempt.
Right.
Now, in my humble understanding, paragraph 37 has to be reconciled. If that reconciliation, I think, some attempt has been made somewhere,
For reconciliation?
for these figures to match.
And the board?
Yes, I think.
Reconciliation board is not a correct word. It is the data has been matched. When this thing came up, we have filed the differences, my lord. Then the board
The
said,
Supreme Court did not accept your stand, so there is no question of this court accepting it. It cannot be done.
the data.
I do not know what the data says. The figures are here.
Well, the Supreme Court relied on the data provided by the investigating authority. Well, and kindly have a look at this. I have just prepared a report, Your Lordship. Well, kindly see. And Your Lordship, paragraph 37 of the Supreme Court order. Well, here the court says that the investigating officers, well, they have said that number of recommendation by SSC is 11425, and appointment given was 12946. But in this, what I have submitted, and this also we have submitted there, we say no. This figure is not correct because we have received recommendation 13056 and we have issued recommendation 13056. It is more than what it is over here. Here they say we have issued appointment 12956. We say no. We have issued more more appointments. That is 13056. And we have received more recommendations. That is not 11425, but 13056. So, my lord, from where selected, my lord, we don't know, my lord, how it came up because we have
But these figures were there before the Supreme Court.
lordship.
The court is not revisiting the figures. Whatever is there is there. If you say that these figures are wrong, go before the Supreme Court, get it corrected. This court is not entering into all those things.
Now, my lord, in terms of your lordship's order,
Supreme Court rejected the reconciliation attempt made by the parties and said that whatever the figure is there. Now, I do not know what the figure is.
my lord, there is a report at our instance also.
But there is no difference because what figure is here, our appointment is more than that, and recommendation is more than that. Well, if we have all the data, my lord, we can produce with your lordship the total recommendation and appointment, which is more than the figure given by the agency.
My lord, please see the report which we have filed, my lord, in terms of your, this direction. My lord, we have filed a report. We have circulated a copy. My lord, please see the report once.
What have you said?
My lord, kindly see. My lord, by this writ petition, Mousumi, who participated in the second SLST for the purpose of this, petitioner number 1, my lord, we have recorded. Now, in paragraph 14 of the writ petition, my lord, the allegations made by the writ petitioner have been dealt with. My lord, please see the report once, my lord.
No, that
Allegation is a tainted candidate.
you read out physically handicapped candidate.
Yes.
Something.
My lord, we have ascertained and we have, my lord, weeded them out.
That is a different thing. Paragraph 14, we are not going right now. That it has been mentioned in the report.
Yes, we have weeded them out, apart from only one candidate, Animesh Mohan.
Why?
My lord, because, my lord, we have found that during verification, it was found that the actual date of birth is this, and the candidate was recommended by the commission in 13/9/18 and had completed more than 5 years. Thus, he is entitled to 10 marks.
Entitlement is different, but is he a...
No, not tainted. That was not the allegation.
That was also not the allegation.
Now, his allegation, if I have correctly read it, as per the date of birth, the candidate could not have had 5 years experience and thus could not have received 10 marks. That was the allegation.
All right. And that you found that he had 5 years
Yes.
experience and you've given the mark.
And Milord, also, insofar as Deblina Mondol allegation was a tainted candidate. We have found that the details of this candidate do not match with the tainted candidate with a similar name. Tainted candidate's name is Deblina Mondol, daughter of Unup Mondol, and the date of birth is different.
This is the requirement of giving the name of the father of the candidate.
Now we have given the name of the father.
Yes. But then this is also partial information and not the complete information for the purpose of identification. Please come.
Instead of, your lordship may pass the order. I cannot say anything. Do we really come back on Tuesday and inform as to what is the latest development? Because we are inclined to comply with everything, including, publication of a further list as disclosed by the CBI. Those names that have been left out. If your lordship says something,
I will not add anything, whatever is there in the order. Right?
Very well.
And
your lordship only indicates,
I will only keep the
that issue, who is tainted in what capacity, your lordship wants us to indicate.
I'm making this orally known to you so that you can take steps at the time of preparation of the further panel that you are going to publish, so that these details are also incorporated. Idea is, in the main order, I have mentioned identification of the candidates.
Very well.
For the purpose of identification, whatever is required.
I think, your lordship is audible enough, for Mr. I think, everything will
do it. While signing the order sheets, I see number of candidates, number of advocates named for the commission. So it is expected everybody is hearing what the court is saying. And whether he is audible, court is audible to him or somebody sitting on your back.
No, the court is audible, my lord, for obvious reasons. There are reasons, my lord, which cannot be, my lord,
Yes.
said in open.
Everybody is not anybody, so don't say anything.
My lord,
Acha. The list of 1806 tainted candidates in connection with first SLST within bracket assistant teacher, 2016 examination handed over by the learned advocate representing the commission in court today. Do I keep it on record? It is already there in the public
no,
domain.
your lordship keeps it for you.
Yes, is taken on record.
My lord, only another thing, my lord, we intend. My lord, only this much. My lord, regarding this difference between appointees and recommended candidates, my lord, we have copy the. My lord,
No, my lord, I have already given.
no, not this one. This is by the commission. You know, kindly seize this. Copy the copy the petition.
আমাদেরকে copy দাও।
I know.
Yes, what is this?
Kindly seize this.
It is a note.
Yes. Please see paragraph 2.
Yes.
The fundamental difference between WB, SSC and SSC is that the SSC has to recommend a candidate through a counseling process before a recommendation letter, and while WB SSC's responsibility is simply to print out an appointment letter once it receives. Now the counseling process involves tens of thousands and thousands of vacancies. In order to generate recommendation letter with all relevant details when a candidate chooses a particular vacancy at start, a program has to be designed. The mechanism involves pairing one candidate with one vacancy through the program, a unique combination which precludes another candidate from being wrongly allotted. Now, it may happen that a candidate who chooses a vacancy at the counseling hall does not join. It is also possible that he later finds out the vacancy is wrong. In the first instance, a vacancy is released which has to be offered during some subsequent round of counseling. Within the lifetime of the panel, if it is chosen by some candidate, then there will be two different candidates and two different appointment letters for one single vacancy. In the some alternative matching vacancy has to be provided from the vacancy data set or sought from the government for the candidate who will have two recommendation letters and two appointment letters. We are mainly concerned here about the first example because WBPSE has provided us a data with name appearing only once. Milord, then Milord, we have said that the paragraph 10. Yes. Now this, Milord, I'm sorry, paragraph 7. SSC has to first dealing the pairing of the previous candidates with the concerned
Listen,
vacancy.
this is the mechanism how it is
Yes,
worked.
and we have explained, Milord, these charts also. Milord, please see.
This is a part of my report, your lordship.
Milord,
It's already
please see,
there.
Milord, page after there are two charts here like this.
Also part of the report,
Now,
your
please
lordship.
Hmm.
Total appointment. This, Milord, we have explained. The explanation kindly sees reported as non-joining and kept in effective or cancelled list and hence not included in this. It may be noted that some may have subsequently joined, but as such were not reported to WBSSC. They were kept cancelled. So this is the factual position.
So this is the mechanism as to how recommendation is made
No,
and
Milord,
then appointment
Just
gets
11,425 and that reconciliation.
whatever.
Yes.
This
Because
is
this
the
does not, these
usual
two,
system.
These two, your lordship is correct. These two things, if your lordship kindly takes the pains 37 once, paragraph 37 once,
Yes.
and reconciles the figures, your lordship will not find the matching figures. 11,425, just remembers 11,425. Here your lordship sees, page 4 of whatever I have handed over to my lord. Please, last page. Please see, total appointment is this. Received recommendation letters from SSC but not received appointment from WBBSE is this. 1A plus 1B is 13,069. Unique name in SSC through counseling is 11,425. That figure 37. Then through court case 95. Rank jumping out of panel is 185. Total this is difference is 1364. Reported, the explanation is reported as non-joining and kept in effective or cancelled list and hence not included in this. It may be noted that the same may be subsequently joined but as such were not reported to WBSSC. That is the sum and substance today.
That is also there in the report, Your Lordship. Kindly see, Your Lordship, the list is there. 1364 difference.
এই লিস্টটা বললাম রেকর্ডে রাখা হলো
Rules are there.
ঠিক আছে the list discloses the roll number, comma, name, comma, subject, comma, name of the parent, and the date of birth of the candidate. Stop. The list does not disclose the category, the category for which the candidate was found to be a tainted one. Stop. The details of the school and the district where the candidate was appointed in the first SLST are also not disclosed. Stop. The court in the order dated 19th of November 2025 clearly mentioned that the requirement of publication of the list of tainted candidates is for the purpose of identifying the candidates. Stop. If proper and complete details of the candidates are not disclosed in the list published by the commission, comma, then there are chances that tainted candidates may slip through the net and participate in the fresh recruitment process. Stop. The Honorable Supreme Court made it clear that all efforts shall be taken to ensure that none of the tainted candidates are permitted to slip through in the fresh selections, comma, be it on any pretext. Stop. It has been submitted by the learned advocate representing the commission that steps are being taken for publication of a further list. Stop. The commission shall take note of the observations made herein above and publish the list disclosing all relevant details of the candidates by which they can be properly identified. Stop. Do you want this to be retained with the records board? Do you want not?
Copies may be circulated too.
A report filed by the West Bengal Board of Secondary Education. Signed by the secretary on 5th January 2026 in court today. We retain with the records. Stop. Let copy of all documents filed in court today be circulated to all the parties. Release the matter for further consideration on 11th February 2026. Commission has enough time. Today we are only on the 7th.
Yeah,
I have
And only one humble request to Mr. Shami. Yesterday he was doing one matter. Suddenly he jumped up that we have not complied. We also, at times, fall, apart, when he makes these allegations against us.
this list which you handed over today, are the names of these candidates included in the list that has been filed by the commission? If it is so, then I'll not keep this.
Yes, yes, yes.
Then you can take this back.
Only first 4 page to demonstrate that part.
আর কি কি চাইছিস?
Transparency বজায় রাখো, that's
কোনটা? হ্যাঁ, কল্যাণ কৃষ্ণ। 31 থেকে 34 এক মিনিট দেখে নিই।
My lord, your lordship is aware, my lord.
because of that, my lord,
31 ডাকবেন।
because of that, my lord, going to adjudicate the regarding the issue of the expiry panel. Here, my in this repetition, my lord, because tainted list including experiment, it will be kind enough, my lord, to give opportunity to address on that issue. The what it will be because in the before the apex court, my lord, it will be kind enough. Otherwise, my lord, if this
It's open.
Not today, but
It is
not
it's
today, not
open.
today, not today.
It's open, you make your
Yes,
submission.
yes. Well, on 13, my lord, I because of the otherwise, my lord, I want
only to digress, your lordship is aware for whom we are rising today.
Yes,
You know,
very sad,
he is a very, it's a very sad.
very sad.
You know,
Yeah,
he may, you know, I am told he went for a, you know, tooth, you know, treatment, you know, to a dentist, and he contracted, you know, hepatitis C.
That's a very
because of needles.
Tooth extraction. He went there, and he will not succumb to it. You know, and he is a regular person, you know, in your
Yes.
lordship, you know, receive
Right,
bank.
I'm aware.
Sudip Pal Chaudhary, you know,
Yes.
unbelievable.
no from dentist.
50 in and around.
Hepatitis B and C.
See, তাই হয়েছিল।
Majority
Call
cases
item 31.